But our last topic is, speaking of Noah the Prodigy, pop offs and trash talk. Now, Noah the Prodigy was just at Bum's birthday bash. You know, Bum's birthday bash definitely has one of those old school FGC styles and stuff like that. And he had a pop off that went all around the FGC world. If everybody's seen it, we posted. I mean, it definitely got more than 100K views and stuff like that, to where people were seeing how he popped off. You had a lot of people in the FGC retweeting and saying like they appreciate this energy. This is an energy that you see a lot anymore. You know, he's somebody that was really truly raised in the grassroots of the FGC. So it seems like people are basically saying we're in an era now to where, you know, pop offs and trash talk and stuff like that really isn't common, or it doesn't really happen as much. And so it seems like we're kind of slowly going away from what we knew, like, you know, the kind of culture that the FGC has, to where this new kind of culture is coming in, where maybe it seems like pop offs and trash talk and stuff like that is taboo. So, what do you think, Mr. Gaming Left, when it comes to pop offs, trash talk, and things of that nature? Do you feel like it still should have a place in the FGC? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it should. Honestly, I mean, if you personally knew me, you know, I don't. I like to keep things respectable. You can get a little, you know, a little. What's the word I want to say? A little rambunctious, a little, you know, a little rough around the edges, but keep it respectful. You know, one of the biggest things I hate when people say is like, we're gonna take a quick tangent, right? And somebody like Draymond Green in the NBA, and people look at him, most fans, like he's just passionate about the game. No, that's not passion. Stomping a dude in his chest on the basketball court because you know, that's not passion. That's just you on the court lashing out, doing what you want to because you feel like you get away with it. That's what I feel. Passion is like, you know, you're gonna be emotional about the game. You're gonna be very like in tune with it. You're gonna be very connected to what you're doing. So reason why I say that is because with popping off, it's all about the respect level of it, right? You can pop off, but you know, if you take it too far and somebody, hey, like, hey man, outside right now, I know you just won grand finals, but we got another first and three. We gotta real we done reverse the set. So we got three more. There's some moments in history where I remember popping off. The infamous Ricky Ortiz versus Wolf Crone. What are you standing up for? The K Brad and Wolf Crone. That was probably, I think that was my favorite. Man, that was, man, Street Fighter 4. What a time, man. Like K Brad just got up in that man and
Wolf
Wolf Crone
Crone
face.
kind of deserved it, though.
Man, I mean, it's like K Brad, it was just like, cause I think Wolf Crone had said something, then K Brad was just up in his face, just like, man. I mean, I
because
remember,
you know they had played before, and Wolf Crone had kind of did the like, get this man out of here.
Yeah,
Just get this trash out of here.
so it's like seeing stuff. Those interactions are pretty cool to see, because like when somebody, you know, somebody do something like that, you just like, you're like, man, yo, this guy just think I'm garbage. I got something for you. Like, I guess K-Brad's like, I'm K-Brad. I'm Kenneth E. Brad. You know what I'm saying? I think Kenneth E. Bradley, I believe it's his name, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I think that's his name. But yeah, I think pop-offs are cool. Another person, infamous trash talker. I'm talking about infamous. The villain of the FGC, man. Filipino champ boy. You talk about a villain of trash talking. This man, when he fought Kane Blue River, I forgot what term, but they had that Marvel 3 match, and he washed Kane Blue River. Boy, he had the shades on. He was like, man, get him out of here, you garbage. I didn't know why you playing this game. Like, do you know how bad you are? Do you realize that you can't beat me? And then Kane Blue River came back in. See, this is what I like. This is the part of trash talking that I actually like, is when the person is getting talked to crazy, and they come back in, they just calm and poised. They ain't got to say nothing. The actions do all the talking. That's what I like to see. I like seeing the interactions where two people are kind of going back and yapping, but I love those moments when you got that talker, and then that person's like, okay, you got me. But I got something for you. Kane Blue River came back, and F Champ was basically just like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess he is good. My bad. I'm sorry. You know, So yeah, I think it's still cool to have trash talking in the FGC. Just keep it respectful, man. You know, like there are sometimes I'm seeing people just like they feeling as the young folks say, man, they feeling themselves too much, man. Like, cause you never know, man. That person might get your number next time, and you get washed, and then now you gotta make up for all you said. You said that person was garbage, and then they come back and body you. It's like, well, what you gonna say now? So sometimes I think people put their foot in their mouth when they say too much, and then it's like, well, well, what you gonna say now, man? My shoe wasn't tied, man. That's the only reason he won, man. Like I wasn't even using the controller I normally, so they have some type of renege, some type of option selected to have, but just keep it respectful, man. I I know people love the era of NBC two, and man, what I wish I could relive the moments where I actually when I first found footage of like competitive Marvel 2 and like how I felt seeing the people talk, man. When I tell you, I was like, man, this is some real, this is like some mobster. This is the stuff I was watching was crazy. Like Dark Prince. I mean, people that's heavy into like the MVC2, the OG scene, competitive scene. What's his name? Smooth Viper. Boy, you talk about another one that had, man, he was a trash talker. Smooth Viper. I remember I saw this one clip. I forgot the guy's name. It was a white guy, had like a cap on. I forgot his name, but they had a match, and everybody was hyping. I think it was like Noah Brown was on the screen, Mike Ross was on the screen, and they was just Smooth Viper had his shirt off, had a wife beat on, just up in the dude face. Like I was like, I felt scared for the guy. I was like, are you about to play the game or actually fight? I'm confused here. So I think if we don't have to get to that level again, I don't think. But keep it within the realms of like, okay, this is still a show. This is still cool, man. Are you gonna let him talk to you like that? Hey, man, show him what you got. Um, yeah, like I said, I mean, if you look at any sport, like I said earlier, basketball, any sport, people trash talk all the time. You got the people that they do kind of like the pass for trash talking, like Steph Curry or Clay, they'll do the tapping on the wrist, I'm cold blooded. You see LeBron do it, stuff like that. Then again, like I said earlier, you got the people like Draymond. He get up in your face. He's talking about your mama, talking about your daddy. He said, man, I'll punch you right now in your face. Like, at this point, he's an MMA fighter. They ought to put him as the first guest character in Tekken. You can't take it that far all the time. But like I said, keep it respectful, keep it to the game, and don't put your foot in your mouth because somebody might humble you.
When it comes to trash talks and pop offs, you kind of gotta really dive into both of them and kind of like give rules on what you feel like is acceptable and not acceptable.
Yeah.
So let's start with trash talk. Poke Chop is a person that sets a really good example of what
Yeah.
it's like when it comes to trash talk. He was even on our show many, many moons ago when he talked about the rules of trash talking and money matches and all that other stuff. If you're in the money matches, but he always said when it came to trash talk, I only trash talk with people that one I knew and I was cool with, or two people that gave that energy first, and so
Yeah.
I gave it back. You know, because nowadays you never know, like what person doesn't want the trash talk, what person will take a certain type of way to it. Some people just really don't like that stuff. So you just really have to know who you can and can't do it with, and just don't randomly do it to people and stuff like that. At the end of the day, you want to be a community of respect and stuff like that. So you really just you just gotta know who you're doing it with. And also I just think there has to be like a limit on like, hey, just focus on them. Like don't start talking about people. Don't bring nobody mama into it, their daughter, their wife, their kids, nothing like that. Like just keep it focused on that guy. And I think if you follow those basic rules with like trash talking, you're good. You know. And then when it comes to pop offs, um, mostly pop offs are just people showing their excitement that they won. I mean, if
Yeah.
somebody's getting mad at you for just being excited that you won a match, I mean, come on, man. Like I worked hard to get here. I won a hard fought match. Like, if I pop off, come on, you know. And as long as you ain't doing nothing like crazy, you pop off, like It knocked over the whole monitor and stuff like that. Everything, pew, you know, you went over, flicked the guy hat off his head, man. I told y'all you wasn't gonna mess with me. What y'all thought this was? This man cheeks. You know, as long as you ain't, you know what I'm saying, spilling this, you know, last bit of the Dasani water all over his fight stick and stuff like that. I mean, you should be good, man.
Yeah.
But
Flicking somebody head off the head is like automatic grounds for like fighting right there.
like, man, put the stick down, bro. I don't know why you even here. Who man's is this? You know, as long as you ain't, you know, insulting anybody, you know, doing stuff to them during your pop off. I mean, it should be good. I mean, you know, and the thing with Noah and stuff like that, yes, he was saying stuff like, you know, to Idom, like, you can't mess with me. I told y'all he can't mess with me and all that other stuff. Typically, you know, if you know like the art of pop offs and trash talk, like when people say stuff like that, it could have been anybody. It's not like he got something personal with like, you know, Idom and stuff like that, but it's just like, man, you know, you can't mess with me. I'm the best, you know what I'm saying? I told you I was the best and stuff like that. It's not like I'm really like pointing stuff towards you. But also, I think like when it comes to pop offs and trash talk and stuff like that, it helps sell the FGC. It helps sell fights and stuff like that. I mean, we saw with the Red Bull Kumite event that just happened how they had characters and, you know, like basically like a whole, you know, what's the word I want to say, a whole kind of like act and stuff going on to where like, you know, everybody's playing different characters, different roles. Rob and, you know, Li Joe is basically trash talking like, you know, people who lose and stuff like that. You know, it made the event like really, really fun. You know, nobody was taking like no crazy offense to it and stuff like that. It's all show. You know, and that's typically like, you know, in the FGC, that's what it really is. It's just people coming around having a good time. You know, at the end of the day, fighting games is about being better than the other player. You know, showing that person that you're like in this set that we just played, I came out the better player. So if a person is vocalizing that, like, what he supposed to say? I mean, we finna have a fight and they ask me what I think, like what I'm supposed to say, like, you know, hey man, you know, he might be better than me, dog. You know, you just got to see. You know what I'm saying? I just ate a burrito. It ain't sitting right, so you know, it might be like one of them nights and stuff like that. You know, stomach kind of achy. We'll see how it is. Hopefully, I ain't got to run nowhere real quick. You know, anybody gonna say nothing like that, like they trash or something like that. Like, what you think? I'm finna win. Like whoever y'all put in front of me, I'm finna win. It could be Joe, Small, Low, or Doe. Like it don't matter who it is. Like I'm you know, Tokido was a big trash talker. You know, he tell like everybody remember like if he picked this person, I body him. You know, like everybody remember that. So you know, it's a thing that was like in the roots of the FGC, and it's something that kind of like it seems like things have kind of like started shying away from as we like, you know, get further and further and further into the growth of the FGC. I don't know if that's more so because like, you know, you want to market, you know, certain stuff a certain way. These big sponsors and stuff are starting to come in and they don't necessarily want that, or just people feel like we're at a point now to where they just can't do it like that anymore. Don't know really what it is, but you know, it doesn't happen as much. If you went through a whole tournament, nobody trash talk, that's just common now. You know, nobody talking to nobody. People just, you know, you end the match, everybody shake hands, like great match, and then you leave, you know. But I guess it's more so people just try to do it with people that they know. But you don't really see that no more. You don't really see Punk doing what he did back in the day. You remember Punk when he first came in, he was winning. He was just after the match, it'd be like, hey, so you know how'd it go? Like, I mean, he was trash. Everybody knew it was trash. I mean, whoever picked him, I mean, you best. I mean, if y'all money matching on him, you must just like throwing money away. You could have just put it in my pocket. I'd have took it. It's all good. You know, he was like he was just really trying. He don't do that much no more. You know, he don't say stuff like that no more. So I don't know why it's like really changing, but it's just not like that anymore. But I still think it should be a place for it and stuff like that. You know, Bum creates an environment for that to where you can get trash talking and stuff like that. Noah's gonna pop off wherever. He was at Red Bull Kumite, going through the crowd with no shoes on, number socks, just popping off, talking trash. Like, man, I told y'all he wasn't gonna mess with me. Take his stick from him. Take his stick from him. You know. So it still definitely has a place. Anything else you want to add, Mr. Gaming?
Um, I was gonna say I do like with Poke Chop mentioning he does with people that he knows. It's also cool to see like those little pop off moments between people that are actually like cool with each other, and they just have that little like banter between each other. Like, man, you know he trash, right? But it's like you know it's kind of like harmless, and it's still in the competitive spirit, but it's not to be said like, hey, you know, just they're just kind of like trying to psych each other out, and it could be like some personal rivalry. I mean, like this is even something that I have myself personal experience with my homeboy, our homeboy Dupree. Uh, we played fighting games together, and it's almost like we just have like this kind of like unsaid rivalry, and like everything we play, like I mean, especially with Street Fighter Five, we both play the same character. He's like, man, you garbage, man. You like Fangs better. This, you know, even though we had like two different play styles of playing the character, but it's still at the end of the day, we still boys. You know, we still just trying to get better and push each other to get better and improve. But yeah, I think this type of stuff is cool, man. Like you said, it kind of gives some personality. It gives like the viewer something to be like, oh, this is kind of something to grab hold to, especially new viewers. Because I mean, if you just have like a golf style FGC environment, that's kind of not really, you know, everybody's just you know snapping and being like, oh yes, yes, you know, like oh yes, that was quite a nice DP. That anti was, you know, you want a little pizzazz in there. Was it Acoustics when he beat Punk in the Dragon Ball Money match? Acoustics is very vocal, so
Ravishing Ume Shoryu.
you know,
Acoustics is another one, man. Acoustics, man. He been, he was talking so much trash to people. He just man wouldn't even shake his hand no more after that. I remember that
yeah,
word. I remember that word from word. What did y'all think? Y'all thought y'all trash commentators from overseas could bleep with me? What? Send up your next man's. Send up your next man's. Y'all done. Y'all done. Good games. Psych, I lied. It wasn't good games. It wasn't good games. He was free. Free. Man wouldn't even shake his hand after that. He was like, "No, for real, good games though." He was like, "Man, get out my face."
yeah. That's the risky run though of being too like performative with it because the other person might be like, oh, it was kind of cool that you doing this a little bit, but you didn't kind of ran into the ground. So yeah, I don't want to shake your hand.
And that was on Combo Burger stage in front of everybody. Everybody was watching. He was like, "This man free. What did y'all think?"
Yeah, I don't think
But
people
I
gonna
mean, at
think.
the end of the day, like trash talk is centered in jokes. It's really
Yeah,
all just jokes, not to be taken serious. But you know, like I said, it just depends on the person.
yeah. I mean, it depends on also the situation, man. That person might have been like, you know, really trying. Like, oh, man, I'm here. I was locked in. It's like I tried so hard. I was locked in, and just like, man, you garbage. Like, man, what? Say it again. Like, you know. So,